Hello everybody, how's it going? It is KWRFC 1995 and today we're going to go over the game that just finished there, Rangers versus Hearts. But before I get started, I just want to say brilliant job by the Rangers fans that were there. Brilliant job by the Union Bears. The Union Bears obviously spearheaded and orchestrated a silent protest during the game. And apart from the occasional cheers, occasional shouts and whatnot, I get that. I'll accept that, don't worry. Just want to say well done to the Rangers fans who joined in the silent protest. Hopefully that gets the board's attention, and as Tom Miller and Kevin Thompson were saying, at the end there were only maybe 47,000 only 47,000 Rangers fans that turned up today. Now obviously that is going to affect, obviously that is going to be, that's probably their way of protesting, not turning up. Now, I want every single Rangers fan to understand this. Whether you show up to the game and take part in a silent protest, or they boycott and don't show up, I want every single Rangers fan who is judging the boycott protest, I want every single Rangers fan who is against that, I want them to listen to me, and I want them to understand something. Every single Rangers fan has their own way of protesting. Whether it's peaceful protests, silent protests, more active protests, boycotting. Every single Rangers fan has their own way of protesting, and every single Rangers fan is entitled to their way of protesting. If they want to boycott the game, they can boycott the game. They have a right to do it. They have the right to do their own way of protesting against the board. So I just want every single Rangers fan who's against boycott and whatnot to realise every single Rangers fan has the right to protest. So let's get down to business today. Rangers took on Hearts at Ibrox, which finished 2-1, goals from Jason Cummins, Daniel Candeias, and a consolation goal from Christoph Berra. We tried to keep Kyle Lafferty silent. He was unlucky today with a goal hitting off the post. We kept Stephen the Judas Naismith quiet, so that's the main thing. It was always going to be hard to keep Kyle Lafferty quiet because he's always going to try and run through on goal. He was very unlucky with that shot off the post, with that curling effort. He was very unlucky. So like I said, it's always going to be hard to try to keep him quiet. A good goal by Jason Cummins. A good work on the left with Jimmy Murphy. I think it was either Jason Holt or Josh Windass, which basically left the ball to Jason Cummins, who could not miss from there. A cool as you like, left-footed shot into the bottom right corner, into pretty much near the bottom right corner. So Jason Cummins done really well today. Worked really hard. Played that sublime free kick. Very unlucky about basically a sublime quick long free kick. Fantastically taken. Was very unlucky. And another thing I want to point out, Jason Cummins could have got a hat trick. He had that shot mistake by a Hearts defender, ran straight through on goal. Obviously he took a touch because obviously by that time he was pretty much he was carrying a bit of a knock as far as I'm aware. So no, not a knock. Sorry, you'd maybe call it a knock, but he'd actually pulled something. Maybe pulled his hamstring or something. So obviously understandable. If he hadn't pulled up, then he probably would have scored it. So it's understandable. Josh Windass What the hell was he thinking? Didn't he only had his eye on the ball, eye on the goal, didn't have his eye on Cummins. Cummins was in perfect position. If Josh Windass had passed it, then Jason Cummins would have bagged himself a brace, no questions asked. So Josh Windass was not very good today. In fact, I think Josh Windass was the worst player out there. And it's not often I criticise Windass, because sometimes I do, yes, he's up and down, but he's a good player. But today, I'm going to have to criticise him. He was very poor today, let's be honest with you. Let's be honest, he wasn't very good at all. Very greedy. That's all I can really say. It was very greedy. One or two okay passes, but other than that, he didn't really do much. Rightfully substituted. Who were the best players out there today? Josh Windass, he was the worst. Graham Dorran's done okay back at CDM. He'd done very good, tracking back and forward. Jason Holt, hard working as usual, running everybody with the grass as he always does. Jamie Murphy worked very well. You can see the connection between Murphy and Declan John. You can see them starting to get better. You can see them starting to communicate a lot better. Declan John played well again, same as Jamie Murphy. They were connecting, they were communicating well, working together, doing well, passing between each other and overlap. Candace done absolutely fantastic today. Ran every blade of grass, whipping crosses left, right and centre, passes left, right and centre, and that diving header by Daniel Candace, absolutely sublime. An equally perfect cross by Jamie Murphy, but an absolutely fantastic diving header by Daniel Candace. And what made it even more special, Daniel Candace ran down, the likes of Halliday came out, Docherty, Morelos came out, the team celebrated with each other, and left Graham Murphy hanging. Now that just shows that the team are still together. They don't agree with Lee Wallace and Kenny Miller's suspension. They don't agree with it. They would rather Kenny Miller and Lee Wallace be there than Graham Murphy be there. If you know where I'm coming from. So that just shows the team are still together, still gelling as best of their ability, might I add. They're still trying to work together. They stand by each other, and they would rather have Kenny Miller and Lee Wallace there. Let's just put it at that now. Let's talk about the free kick. It was a perfectly taken free kick by Hearts. Three players through on goal. Two of which were Naismith and Berra. Naismith, who was offside. Berra, who was onside. If you're saying Christoph Berra was offside, he was not offside. It wasn't him that was offside, it was Stephen Naismith that was offside. Berra was onside. So the goal rightfully should still stand. I just want to touch on one more thing. Alfredo Morelos at the end picked up on a mistake by Hearts. Murphy came running in, Hope came running in, and I believe Candace came running in as well. And what did Alfredo Morelos do? Take the shot himself. He had the perfect chance to set. By the time these three players came running in, they had the perfect chance to set up the shot. He had the perfect chance to set one of those three players up. Why didn't he? Because he's too busy thinking of himself, trying to get his own glory. Like I said on Twitter, I don't care if you agree with me or disagree with me. Alfredo Morelos is Team Morelos. He'd rather take the glory for himself. I don't care whether you disagree with me or you want to send me abuse about it. Keep going with that. I don't give a shit. Alfredo Morelos only cares about himself. There, I said it. He's Team Morelos. He's a glory hunter. I said it on Twitter. Who are the best players on the pitch? Like I said, Candace, Cummins, Murphy, Dorrans, Holt, Declan John, Tav was okay. Martin and McCrory, they were okay. Anik was okay. who are the worst players? Probably Winders. And I'm gonna finish off with this. The clip from pre-match, Alfredo Morelos just walking with the ball, just walking as if it's to say, I shouldn't be fucking on the bench. I deserve to start. How disinterested did Alfredo Morelos look? I'm gonna just finish off with this. If you think that Alfredo Morelos should start next week, after seeing that clip, after seeing how disinterested he was, looking at after how half-arsed he was, if you think that he deserves to start next week against Celtic, then you need to lie down. You need to fucking lie down. I'm going to finish up with saying my man of the match, like I said on CJ Novo's tweet. It's hard for me to pick between Cummins and Candias because they were both that good, but I went. It was hard, but I went for Cummins, as I would, because I'm pro Cummins. Like the video, subscribe, like the video, comment below who your man of the match was, who you thought the best players were, who you thought the best players were, who you think the worst player was. Subscribe to the channel and share it, it'll get it out. And I'll see you in the next video. Once again, well done the Union Bears for orchestrating the protest, and well done to the Rangers fans who were there for joining in. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye for now.